Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it's been a while, and actually, quite recently, I started thinking people might be curious as to what's currently happening. I've been trying to get you guys a few updates here and there, and quite recently, I think that was the day before yesterday. Today's the Saturday, the 23rd of May. And as I was sitting looking at that comment, there was a comment on that post. I realized, damn, I haven't posted for a while and I haven't gotten the chance to explain why I haven't been posting as actively. And I actually have some interesting findings for you guys in as far as strategy discoveries, tools discoveries, trading discoveries that I've been seeing for the past few months. But then during that time, or rather, during that time, as I was observing different strategies, exploring everything that's out there in the ether, I realized that I haven't really been posting, and I have been hesitant to post a lot. Like quite recently this year, I think that was around January or February, thereabout. Um, I made a discovery, and as I was exploring it, I realized, okay, these guys might be willing to actually listen to this. But then I stopped myself and I didn't post. And quite recently, due to that specific event, uh, the past 2 days, I got a comment on a post that I had made, and I realized, damn, people actually assume I've been cooking, or rather, I've been making and building stuff for you guys, but then I've really been focused on trading, my trading, and I haven't really given you guys enough information as to what I've found in the markets and all that. And from that realization, I realized that I've been very hesitant to post, and my mind just avoids the posting videos, posting content, and creating the content side of things. And I started exploring this and finally got the answer, in as far as why I'm not posting as much and why I've been avoiding to post. So this video is a summary of that, and the video that will be coming after this will essentially be me presenting some of my findings. They're pretty cool, pretty amazing, but then this video is essentially set as a precedent to that, so that you can understand the take that I'm essentially taking with that video, and why I've not been posting as much. So bear with me for this one. I just want this video to be the foundation to all my future videos that I'll be making, and to essentially form the foundation of this channel, so that there won't be any misunderstandings between myself and you guys, which will also free me up to make more content for you guys. So essentially, let's just go back to the basics as to why I decided to start this channel. As I had explained in the previous video, I started the channel as a way to become, or rather to be accountable to someone other than myself. I realized that every single time I would start like trading and doing all that, I would essentially give up at some point, and I wasn't really consistent in my actions, consistent in what I'm doing in as far as trading is concerned. And as a result, I decided to use a YouTube channel as a way to essentially be accountable to someone. And so far, I can see we have 86 subscribers, and I can't thank you guys enough for being there, being my accountability partners, even if we haven't really had a lot of discussions around this. But it's actually pretty nice to have you guys out there listening to what I'm saying and hearing out my ideas and testing them for yourselves if you have actually been testing them. So this started as a way for me to be accountable, a place to document my progress, share findings, and think publicly. I also wanted to connect with others who are exploring trading, and thank you for those of you who have been emailing me, asking me questions, because I love that side of this too. Since I love being able to help you out in the different ways that you're addressing things. And while I didn't get a significant response regarding starting a Discord channel, since I wanted to start a completely free Discord channel whereby like minded individuals can just sit down, discuss ideas, explore trading, and help each other guide one another towards success in the industry. While I didn't get a significant or rather good response on that, it's actually pretty nice since it has also freed up my time to like focus on my trading. But this is me essentially trying to ground things. But during that time, um, as I was making the content and as YouTube was starting to grow, it was right around when I started to, I got like 40 subscribers. And immediately at that point, I realized there was some tension forming in as far between my trading and YouTube. I realized that I started getting the feeling to present things more confidently than I actually feel. And I felt the pressure to always have answers. Like, I expected that once you guys are coming on YouTube and leave a comment, you expected me to have the answers that you're asking. So I realized at that point that for anything I want to post online, I need to be absolutely sure that these things are actually accurate, because I understand the pain that comes with posting something that is inaccurate, and then someone out there tries to follow it, loses a bunch of money. Especially in trading, it's like really painful when you understand the pain that people go through to like make their money. You don't try to go out of your way to like help them part with their money. You should go out of your way to help them maintain their money and, if possible, grow it. So I realized there started forming friction between me posting my findings, even if I'm not absolutely sure that this thing works. So I started hesitating more to post. And something else that happened, especially at the 40-50 subscriber mark there, I started noticing that I'm now trying to shape content around engagement. I want to create content that will get the most likes. I wanted to simplify ideas too aggressively to the extent that it would allow you guys to understand, bring in more people, and build an identity around a strategy. I remember that initially I was really focused on hedging, and while I still hedge, the moment I started having doubts about hedging, I couldn't even share those ideas because I noticed most of you are here just because of the hedging. Like, I understand how communities form on YouTube and on social media, since people form communities, especially in trading, around a specific strategy. You'd find a strategy communities on support and resistance, supply and demand, ICT, and all the other strategies. And as people are forming these communities, they would tend to treat other communities as the enemy, like the bad strategy, the bad tools, since they did not work for you. And the creators of these communities get to a point where they start focusing more on the performance, not really performance in trading, but the performance and presentation of trading and the lifestyle and all that, as opposed to actually trading. And I don't want to become more focused on presenting trading than actually trading. So this matters to me, especially now, and from what I've seen in the past few months, since trading is an uncertain activity. You never take a trade thinking this trade will go to 1:3, this trade will go to 1:5. You would tend to be uncertain about the results. And I have a video that covers that, since psychologically people tend to want a strategy that works. They want a strategy that says it's 90% effective or has a 90% win rate. And people will want to be certain in those situations. So they find the most charismatic creators who would sit down and tell them the strategy is 90% assured. And in those situations, the creator is just doing that to be performative. He wants to be viewed as a person of authority who knows whatever they're doing, since they're marketing to beginners who do not know that trading is uncertain. even if your win rate is 90%, it doesn't mean that your next trade will win. It doesn't mean that you'll win trade the next 9 trades out of 10. Oddly enough, you might just win 1 out of the next 10. But in a sample size of 100,000 trades, you might win 90% of them. Like, that's the thing beginners might not understand. And I understand that beginners might find my channel at some certain point and want to follow what I'm doing. And that's why I'm making this video, to make sure that they can understand that I am not certain at any given point in time, regardless of my findings in the market. Additionally, strategies evolve, the markets shift. Everything is changing on a daily basis, and that's actually what creates uncertainty. Like, regardless of your findings in the past, nothing is set in stone. And regardless of all that, something else happens. Like, psychology also matters. Your psychology changes depending on how the market is moving, especially when you're in a trade. Your psychology will slowly shift from one side to the next, and that only comes with experience. Once you stay in the markets for long enough is when you'll start saying, once I take a trade, I start feeling like panicking. I start thinking, oh, $100 is enough, so let's just exit the market. Yet the market hasn't given you a signal that you should be exiting. And that's why most gurus actually simplify the strategies to just set a trade and set the take profit to 1:3 or 1:5 or 1:1, because it's easier to wrap your head around that than to monitor the markets for the reversal signal. So all these factors, risk and the nuance of the market, they all change, and I wouldn't want to become a person who essentially tries to present this as a certain approach. Despite all of this, online certainty tends to perform better than honesty. Go to YouTube and check the trading related channels and check the ones with the most subscribers, the most engagement. They all speak from a position of certainty. They all say that this strategy has a 90% win rate. And they defend these positions. They market the systems. They package this complexity into certainty, and beginners buy it. And the people and traders on YouTube buy it. I have bought it before. But this is something that I want to avoid with this channel. The moment my identity or income becomes dependent on always being right publicly on this channel, I think it becomes harder to think clearly. It has happened to me. Like, I would start thinking of additional approaches to improve the hedging strategy that we were using before in this channel, and I would find contradictions in the markets, and I wouldn't be honest to present them. I would find it very difficult to just present it on the channel, because I would start thinking, oh, the guys who have just subscribed to the channel due to this strategy will unsubscribe. And in this video, I'm essentially saying I no longer care about that. Like, I care more about presenting my real life findings, as opposed to presenting something that will make you feel better about yourself, and as a result become a more loyal subscriber to the channel. I don't necessarily care about. I care about that. I care more about showing you what trading is really about, and all the different nuances that I observe in the markets daily, which it is my deep hope that it would help you grow as a trader. And that essentially brings us to the way forward for the channel. I would like to say that I want the channel to remain exploratory. I want us to continue exploring different strategies. My findings might evolve, my opinions might change, and tools that I find will be discussed openly. Since I don't like the way most channels that just automatically discard a tool, they would say hedging bad, stop loss good, martingale bad, fixating your risk, greed trading is bad, and only trading in a single direction is good. Like, I don't want to just have that straight perspective of trading, because it's a way that I think people use to cap out on exploring the complexities of trading and just give up on that and present a more direct approach to trading so as to attract more newbies and as a result gain more people to sell courses to. I want to show that context matters, risk matters more than ideology. And I want to be sharing my observations, not my certainty, not what has been, what what I want you guys to believe or what I want you guys to follow. I just want to present what I'm finding, plain and simple, without any embellishments, plain as it is. I'm interested in understanding when a tool fails, when greed trading does not work, when hedging is unreasonable, and when they work, and how they interact with the broader risk management. Because in certain situations, each of these matters a lot. So, what can you expect moving forward? Maybe we might have fewer uploads, maybe. But all of them will be honest. I won't be lying or trying to embellish my results. I will never show you results from a demo account. I'd much rather show you results from a sent account than a demo account. I will never stop experimentation. I'll be very transparent around my uncertainty with trading, my uncertainty with entries, my uncertainty with strategies, and my uncertainty with the different performance that I'm getting from different actions that I'm taking in the market. I want to focus on the process rather than performance. I'd rather grow slowly while staying honest than grow quickly by pretending certainty exists where it doesn't. I have no intention to build a career around YouTube. I want YouTube to be something that I do that is fun and share content with people who actually love exploring trading. I am not planning to sell a course. Actually, I am working on a course, but it will be free and I'm releasing it here on YouTube pretty soon. All my findings in relation to what I've been observing, a strategy that I've found that is working pretty well for me, and essentially how you can adapt it to fit your needs. So in this case, that's what you should be expecting. I don't want to be a marketer who trades. I want to be a trader who sometimes shares. Furthermore, even if I were to teach and share a strategy, it doesn't mean that the strategy has a win rate of 90% or 80 or 60 or whatever the number will be. Rather, it means that I personally have a win rate of 90% when using the strategy to frame the market. Yours might be widely different from what I am seeing. So you can expect me to be sharing, but it won't be structured. I can indeed guide you to how I am thinking and why I think in that approach, but that's just to help you find your own way. We do not trade the market. Rather, we trade ourselves. Essentially, we trade how we perceive the market. We do not see the market as it is, we see the markets as we are. The market might be heading higher, but then if you're a person who just wants to take a sell trade, you will be seeing that it's going to a better and better sell position. So remember, this is essentially just my opinion, and I'm just setting the foundation for what I'll be doing next. I'm planning a bunch of free content. I'm not planning to sell any of this since, as I mentioned, I am not certain of any of this. I'm not presenting the Holy Grail. Rather, I'm presenting something that I've been using. And if that helps you to build your own thing, which I would definitely recommend, I never recommend you take my stuff and copy paste it. I recommend you take it and adapt it to yourself. Since remember, all of this is highly tuned to my personality, highly tuned to how I view the markets. So, I hope this video kind of sets the basis for how we'll be working moving forward. And I'd like to hear your thoughts on what you think about all this and whether you actually want to join me in this exploration of my findings in the markets. And you could also share what you have discovered from the markets. And basically, I just don't want this to be all marketing. I want us to explore different information in the market. If you'd like, feel free to hit me up via email since we currently don't have a Discord. But if you guys also want a Discord, a free one, not a paid one, a free one where we just sit around, chill, talk about strategies, explore the markets, explore psychology, yeah, we can do that. But otherwise, I'm so happy to be back. I'm so happy that I've figured out how to wrap my head around YouTube and content creation, and I'm essentially excited for the next bit. So feel free to like, share, and subscribe if the video touched you in a way, or rather it aligned with your thinking of the markets. You can also shoot me a dislike if you don't actually like this, and yeah, hit me up in the comments. I'd actually love to hear your thoughts about this. And yeah, I know this might not be the format and structure that some of you like, but it's likely the format that I'll be using, since I tend to use this app a lot, to map my thoughts out and all that. Otherwise, thank you so much for subscribing, liking, and doing the things that I said down below. And yeah, feel free to tell me what you think. Otherwise, cheers. Keep a lookout for the next video. It should be coming pretty soon. I hope I actually find time to work on it, since I have a full-time day job. I also trade, and this is just a side thing that I do for the fun of it, since I like actually sharing what I'm finding. But I do not want to be a performer on YouTube, like trying to tell you, yo, this strategy is the bomb, it's the holy grail and all that stuff. I just want to be very direct and share exactly what I'm seeing in the markets. I don't want to embellish it. Otherwise, thank you guys for everything. Thank you for subscribing, and yeah, thank you for being here with me and joining me on this journey. If anything comes up, feel free to ping me, share your results, hit me up on Instagram, Twitter, wherever you find my account. Just hit me up, and I would never ask you to pay me for a course or all that stuff. Just hit me up, it's all free. Just want to interact with you guys, and yeah, get to know you. Otherwise, cheers and thank you.